Alright folks, and welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather and this is hashtag AFL Car Chat. I'm going to be reviewing round 20, this is Saturday the 3rd of August 2019, and this is the 18th Sydney derby between the GWS Giants and Sydney Swans. The Giants going into this were 5th and the Swans are sitting 15th in the ladder. I did predict the Giants win. So let's get straight into it anyway. First quarter, the Swans came straight out the traps, rapid. Papley got 2 back-to-back goals really quickly. Great player. From I started watching this sport, Papley's one of those players that have stood out for me. He's like a terrier, a very physical sort of forward type player. He's not very tall, but he's dogged as anything, and he's got the skill to pick out passes. He moves really well, but his goal kicking's very good too. I really enjoy watching him. He's like a little terrier, and that's what I like about him really. But anyway, I'll go through the goal scorers quickly. For the Giants, Keith, Whitfield and Himmelberg. Himmelberg's been great recently as well. Really enjoyable player. Papley, of course, with the 2. Ronk with 1. Daniel Menzel won, and Dawson won. Absolute beauty of a goal from 55 metres out. He has got that in his locker, and I think that's what they try to encourage at the Swans, is having him floating in and around the 60 to 55 metre mark just to pick up a loose pass, find a yard of space and just boot it. And that's what he does. He's executed the kick wonderfully, and at quarter time it was 30-22. Great opening quarter, loads of entertainment, 5 goals to 3 in favour of the Swans. But before it was a huge blow with Jeremy Cameron, of course, the main man going for the Coleman medal this year. He's out for a calf issue that he's got going on before the game there, so that was disappointing. A player that I really enjoy watching. He's a big focal point up top for the Giants. Him and Finlayson and Himmelberg chipping in with the goals up there as well, lovely. And again, as I said, huge blow. Somebody I was really looking forward to watching today as well. And this isn't a derby I've seen. I think this is only the 18th one ever, isn't it? But as I say, disappointing not to have him. And the Swans capitalised very early on, as I said, to go in at the interval, 30-22 in the lead. So, second quarter then, what a swing in the pendulum. Toby Green got 1, Jacob Hopper with 2, Himmelberg with 1, and Bobby Hill. What a goal from the young man. Very exciting, you little player. The trickery of him's great, but also the execution of his kicks is fantastic as well for such a young player. Do you know what? I predict a lot from this guy in his career. I think he's very exciting. Definitely a name to watch out for in the future. And Heaney with the only goal for the Swans. And as I say, it was a pendulum swing in the second quarter. It finished 53-40. It was a great comeback for the Giants. And do you know what? The feature of this game did seem to be quite a bit, you could say arm wrestle. I prefer the term maybe a tug of war. Back and forward each other between Sydney Swans and the Giants today. Tight fought game. But we're breaking it down in quarters anyway. But half time, 53-40, 5 goals to the Giants, and only the solitary goal for the Swans. So going into the third quarter anyway, Finlayson with 1, Daniels with 1, Isaac Heaney got 2. He was brilliant today. Ronk and Blakey. Blakey was good. He did loads of things that I like to see, but it was a relatively quiet game from him. He's usually a player that can create an awful lot when he gets going. But as I said, he did have a good game, but he never had an amazing game. Fairly quiet. But anyway, Heaney, I'll go through it. I think he got about 4 goals today. We'll go through it anyway at the end, but again, an arm wrestle of a quarter. 4 goals to the Swans, 2 to the Giants. 70-65. As I say, it is a tug of war. 70-65 at 3/4 time anyway. I'm going into the last quarter then. Finlayson got 1, Hopper got 1, Ryan Clark got 1, and Heaney got 1 for the Swans. 83-81, a few behinds in there. Heaney missed a couple of straightforward kicks. He's made some great marks in there as well. He did execute on the third attempt a goal, but it was almost too little too late. I think the Giants probably deserved the win. It was unfortunate for the Swans that they've not came out with a victory today. It really could have went either way. Nobody was absolutely magnificent out of the two teams where you go, oh, they were robbed or anything like that. It was an arm wrestle throughout. I'm going to go through player stats. Player stats cannot actually help motivate a decision on who should be the best on the pitch or on the field of play, sorry. But it could have only went to two men for me. Hens, I think, will probably get it. I didn't watch the who they've picked, but I presume he's going to get it. Hens, he was a giant today for the Giants. Really good in the air, great tackling. He just seemed to inspire a lot of the sort of, I don't know how to put it, but he rallied the guys with like sort of individual bits of play that he's done, like big tackles, big marks. He's just an inspiring figure when he's on his day, but not my man of the match. My man of the match is going to go to Toby Green. I thought he was absolutely outstanding today. It's not a popular opinion for people to actually like him unless you're a Giant supporter. He's probably one of the more hated figures, individual players throughout the AFL from opposite fans. He is the Collingwood of individual players, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people don't like Toby Green. I'm not going to get drawn into why I should like him or dislike him. I just think he's an unbelievable footy player. He's up there with your Patrick Cripps, your Lockie Neals. He is fantastic. He's unplayable at times. Listen to this for his stats today. 22 kicks, 12 handballs, 34 disposals, 8 marks, 6 tackles, 1 goal and 1 behind. That is the performance of an absolute superstar today. Haynes in. Why did he possibly deserve the man of the match? 14 kicks, 4 handballs, 18 disposals, 12 marks, 4 tackles, no goals and a behind. Hopper, I'm just going to put him in there for his stats today. 16 kicks, 10 handballs, 26 disposals, 7 marks, 4 tackles, 3 goals. He's chipped in with his goals today. He was great in front of goal and a behind. I'll go through some Swans performances as well. There were some good performances from the Swans today. As I say, the game really was in the balance. It was a bit of a pendulum going back and forward today. And they could have won it on any other day. It was that tight. But Lloyd, he was very, very good today. 13 kicks, 18 handballs, 31 disposals, 5 marks, 1 tackle, no goals or behinds. Heaney, 12 kicks, 6 handballs, 18 disposals, 7 marks, 2 tackles, 4 goals and 2 behinds. He could have very well been some people's pick for man of the match today. And I'm going to put Papley in there because I really enjoy his performance. He's such a little terrier on the field of play. That's the sort of players I like to watch. Players that play with their heart on their sleeve. They just give it all for the team. Not necessarily great in terms of stats sometimes, but just absolutely work their socks off. That's what you get from Papley. But he did have good stats today. Good enough anyway. 13 kicks, 4 handballs, 17 disposals, 9 marks, 4 tackles, 2 goals and 2 behind. So a relatively good performance for him. I just really enjoy him as a footy player. That's why I've put him down there. Big Reid up top for Swans. Never really showed up today. I thought Blakey could have been a little bit better. There was players throughout the Swans that's not really had as good a performance as I've seen. But you could argue the same for the Giants. Jeremy Cameron being out was a huge blow for them. Finlayson's usually a little bit better. I think he did have a decent game. He's not had a brilliant game. Same with Himmelberg. 2 massive players. Really not bad performances, but not great ones either. It was a tight game, a relatively low scoring game. Suppose it was a derby. Nobody was really want to risk anything too much. You don't want to go out there and get hammered, but nobody really wanted the game that much where they've went out and absolutely bossed it as such. But congratulations to the Giants. I think they probably deserved the victory overall. Commiserations to the Swans. I do enjoy watching the Swans when they're on their game. The last few weeks has been quite cruel on them, to be fair. What's their form going into it? 4 losses. Now that's 5 losses in a row for the Swans. I think they're better than that. But The ladder doesn't lie, really, does it? The Giants now with 3 wins in a row. I'll just quickly go over a few of the other scorelines. The Power with an absolutely unpredicted monster victory against the Bombers, who have had 5 straight wins. The Power has had 3 losses going into it. 120-67 they've won. I've not seen the highlights yet, but absolutely fantastic. When the Power are on their day, they have got some incredible players that can hurt you. I can imagine Travis Bulk being a big performer today. I seen Duursma giving it the old bow and arrow celebration again with a kick. Fantastic, I love it, and he's finally got it in a victory. He's been able to do his bow and arrow. Hinckley was impressed. But overall, what a performance that must have been. I can't wait to see the highlights. And of course, last night, North Melbourne, I wouldn't say a shock win, but it wasn't predicted. Congratulations to them anyway. They won 86-64. North Melbourne, again, another team that's got it in their locker to go out and do it. Hawks are... You could argue they've had a bit of form. I don't actually think they're that great. They're definitely there for the taking off most teams. If you believe, both those two teams potentially could make top 8. Again, the Power could make top 8 now. They've blew it wide open for their chances. Some big games coming up. Dockers Cats are playing. I've predicted a Cats win there. A lot of good fixtures. Do you know what? Step up and play. Take your right to earn your right to get into the top 8. That's all I'll say. If you believe, teams like Bulldogs, St Kilda, the Crows need to, they need to get some wins there. Over the last few weeks before the split, really, to guarantee their place in the top 8. It's not going to be gifted to you. But yeah, really looking forward to the next few games over the weekend. Thanks very much for tuning in as usual. Not an amazing game of footy to watch. It was a derby, so it was kind of played tentatively, as I say. But congratulations to the Giants. Commiserations to the Swans. Great start for the Saturday's fixtures for me. Next game I think I might be able to watch. I'll probably get in my teeth into, as I say, it's probably going to be the Cats Dockers. I've not really looked out and seen what I'm going to be getting live over here in the UK. But enjoy your weekend of footy anyway, troops. As I say, thanks very much for your continued support. Don't forget to subscribe and put the notifications bell on, and check out our social media platforms in the description section below. You're missing some behind the scenes stuff that you don't get to see on YouTube, and other ways in which you can help fund and support vital funds that we need to help book our flights and trip over to Australia, where you can sponsor my mullet as well. I'm growing an absolutely crazy mullet. You can do that on our Just Giving as well. Thanks again anyway, everyone. I am the Donfather. Peace and goodbye.